Topic 3 is a fun one today, and I want to give a lot of credit to the person who inspired this topic with the work that they did on this article, and you need to go read it. Shout out to Isaac Trotter, who has an article that came out through CBS Sports. College basketball's most innovative offensive coaches. He has the 10 basically best, most innovative offensive coaches in college basketball. X's and O's savants is the quote in the headline of this article. If you go through and read it, it's one of my favorite reads that I've had in a very long time. There's film for each of these guys. There's like specifics on what makes their offense special, what makes each offense unique, how they do things differently than every other coach in the country at a genius level. It's really insightful. It's really interesting. I'm not going to reveal any of those specifics because I think you should want to read it yourself, and Isaac did a phenomenal job on it. Go follow Isaac Trotter as well. He's one of my favorite Twitter follows. Anyways, by the way, in this article, there's links, speaking of the film, links to Eric Fawcett, links to Joe Jackson, other people that I love following who do great film studies. So a lot of smart people involved in the writing of this article. My question to you is, have you seen this article, number one?
No.
Good. My second question to you as a follow-up is, this isn't even a question. This is a direction. I want you to guess the top 10 and see how many you can get.
Okay.
That's the game.
Well, before I do that, let me.
No cheating.
Okay, I was just gonna pull up Isaac's article, but
no, you're gonna close out the article. So here's the game.
I just closed it out.
Actually, it did go from like light to dark on your face, so I feel like the article may actually be closed. But
well, I was loading up Twitter and then I closed it out.
Okay, so you get 13 total guesses before you lose. 3 strikes and you're out, basically. That's the rule. I have put these 10 coaches into 4 categories to help you. And I also think they're relatively obvious. That's my hint to you in general. Like, it's all the good offenses in college basketball. You should be able to get most of these. The 4 categories are champions, great runs, like AKA you made a Final Four, great runs, knocking on the door, and tiny darlings everyone wants us to believe in. That's the 4 categories. There are 3 in the first 2. There's 3 champs. There's 3 great runs. There's 2 knocking on the door. And there's 2 tiny darlings everyone wants us to believe in. The floor is now yours. You get 3 wrong guesses and you lose the game.
Okay. I'm just gonna start with Dan Hurley.
Dan Hurley is on the board in the champs.
Scott Drew.
Scott Drew is on the board in the champs.
So there's 3 in the champs?
There's 3 in the champs.
Obvious one?
I don't know that I can answer that. As far as like offensive genius goes, I wouldn't have thought he was a guarantee on this list. But as far as like obvious champ goes, yes.
Bill Self?
Bill Self is on the list. Those are your champs. You cleared out that
Bill
gap.
Self, but I've never been like, oh hell yeah, Bill Self offense.
Yeah, really. Like I said, go read the article because it's really insightful, and I don't want to give too much away. But it goes into what makes the Bill Self offense very unique, and that was one of the maybe more surprising names on the list, even though Bill Self is Bill Self.
Okay, Matt Painter.
Matt Painter is on the list in the great runs category.
Matt Painter.
Really in-depth stuff about the Purdue post-oriented offense. They had one season where they weren't top 10 in post usage in like the last decade. And they were like it was all by design. Every other season, they've had a great post player, been special. It's interesting.
Nate Oates.
Nate Oates is on the list. Carr, you're kind of crushing this, not to get ahead of ourselves, but look at you. We have one more in the great runs category. But you could also move to knocking on the door or small darlings.
Great runs category. Huh. Is I don't know if this is a great runs category, but is Underwood on the list?
Underwood is not on the list. That's 1 strike.
Damn it. Huh. Okay.
That is 1 strike. Before we continue, do you consider Brad Underwood to be a great offensive mind?
I guess I put a lot into last season, but I really liked what it was. But I guess it wasn't. It was more so like the guys just being able to do freely things. It wasn't necessarily like I don't know. I get what
Brad
you're
would
saying.
have been a really interesting one. I would have liked to see him written about in this context because I would almost like someone smarter than me to tell me whether or not Brad's a great offensive mind. He's had two top 10 offenses before. He's had other offenses in the 30s. I actually had the number one offense at Oklahoma State, so that's three
Yeah.
top
I,
10
I feel
offenses.
like
Great.
what the thing with Brad that separates it, and in my head, is because he doesn't do it the typical. Like to me, he does a little bit of NBA type stuff where he hunts mismatches and like gets the mask on a mismatch, Terrence Shannon on a mismatch, or like a Coleman Hawkins in a mismatch. And I feel like he really takes advantage of that. And you sometimes don't see that at the college level. Even like when a guy like Dane was rolling, like they just started feeding Dane. Like that's kind of how he operates a little NBA like in that sense. But all right, let me get back to these coaches though. Um, let's see here. I don't think it. No, I wouldn't put him on there. Wouldn't put Todd Golden.
Incorrect. I'm
Todd Golden's
disappointed in
not
you
on
now.
there?
I'm disappointed in you now. You're blowing it. You think
Todd Golden for sure be on there.
really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. He does great. I think he's great. I think they do great offense,
He's had one top 40 offense in 5 years as a head coach.
but I like it.
They were 139th in adjusted offensive efficiency in 2023 at Florida.
Yeah, Justin.
My gripe with Golden is he never runs anything. Like
I felt really good about Todd Golden being in that.
you can't have another X. Do you want some hints here? You're missing one great run. You're missing two knocking on the door. You're missing two tiny darlings.
Can I get one extra guess because I feel like I wasted one, please?
I don't think we can just reward waste.
Like if this is how it's going,
If you get the next guess correct, you can get one X back. Yes. Otherwise,
okay.
you just lose the game. There's a lot of pressure on this one.
Mark Few.
Mark Few is in the great runs category. So you get one X back. We're going to just pretend Todd Golden never happened. You have two X's left. You have two in knocking on the door. You have two in small darlings.
One of the small darlings and knocking on the door.
To define knocking on the door, guys that have never made a Final Four. But there's reason to believe they could at some point.
Okay, just going through teams right now. Am I missing this? No, I don't think I put him up there. About the Big 12 teams.
I would put both these guys on paper. Like, I was not surprised to see them on this list. I was less surprised to see these names than Bill Self.
Any more Big Ten coaches on here?
No,
No. Okay. Thanks for that. Is Mark Pope on this list?
Mark Pope is on this list.
Yeah. Mark Pope had really good offenses, like adjusted all that
He's
numbers
great.
wise.
He's great offensive mind. Yeah.
Okay. I figured that. I just didn't know the numbers back that up as well.
I mean, last year they certainly did for BYU. He's had the seventh best offense his first season at BYU, 23rd in 2021, 14th in 2024.
Okay.
Took
Gotcha.
Utah Valley from the 200s to 96th and 73rd. His offensive.
Oh, uh, McDermott.
Greg McDermott is on the list. And also, I'm now going to need you to get up from your seat and answer the rest of these from behind you.
I swear to God.
Greg McDermott is on the list, but I'm going to need you to comply by my rules for the integrity of this program.
Okay. I
Because
literally was,
that McDermott was just
well,
a
because
little.
I went through Big East teams and I was like going through conference to conference, and then I was like, oh shit, Creighton.
He's turned away from the microphone. That's why he's muffled. If you're listening to this, but integrity, he can't lie. Okay, knocking on the door. You have now cleaned out. The final two remaining are small darlings. and you have one X remaining before you lose the game.
I thought I had two. I earned one back.
You can get one wrong and you're still in the game, is what I'm saying. If you get two
Oh,
wrong,
okay. Got you. All right. And just so you know, I was just going through Big East teams and I was like, oh shit, like
we'll
Creighton's a great
see. We'll
offensive
see
team.
about that if you nail these next two. We'll see.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm just going to the big no. No. See, okay. There's one interesting one that I think should be in here, but I know he's not. But I want to say it because I think it should be out there. Is Micah Shrewsbury on this list?
Micah Shrewsbury should be on this list. He's not.
That's bullshit. Sorry, excuse my language. Micah Shrewsbury should 100% be on this list.
You have no more X's. Do you want any more hints?
Yeah, can I get another hint?
One of the final two took a new job this offseason. One of the final two was a rumored Michigan candidate that I was very against.
Dog, ain't no way. Nico Medved is on this list?
Nico Medved is on this list.
Okay. Over Shrewsbury?
Nico Medved is on this list. I blame Kevin Sweeney.
Okay, yeah, me and Sweeney got to talk. That's kind of crazy.
But actually, what I will say, this is why the article's so good. It actually did make me like kind of bummed that Nico's not my coach. Like he runs really good stuff, and now I understand why. It was smart.
Now you get it.
Now I get it.
Okay.
This is a huge moment for you. You are one guess away from correctly nailing this entire list. It would be wildly impressive. And I just think there's no way you actually do get this name.
Okay. What tier is this coach in?
This coach is in the small, tiny little darlings tier. And also, if I'm being fully transparent, I am not 100% positive you know this man's name.
Okay. There's always a good chance of that. So this is so it's a small school coach, right?
It's a small school coach who took a new job that I know you are familiar with his offense. I know your team, your coach should be very familiar with his offense.
That's who it is?
But I'm not positive you know his name.
No, I don't. Is it the Vanderbilt coach?
It's not the Vanderbilt head coach.
Wait, all right, actually let me guess this then, because you don't stop talking about the Michigan State stuff. That throws me off. Let me just operate here. Small school he took a new job this season.
Took a new job.
Small school coach. Mm. Is it Shirts?
First name?
Josh?
Josh Shirts.
Is that who it is?
That is who it is. Let me see your hands. What? Why'd you just look down to the left?
My phone's right there on the desk.
Let me see your phone. Hold the phone up. Don't close it. Give me the tap. Give me the power button tap. I need you under oath right now.
Mm-hmm. You want me to open the Safari tab?
Please just let me get a hand up.
Which hand?
I'd prefer your right. Please repeat after me. I, Carter Elliott,
I, Carter Elliott,
solemnly swear,
solemnly swear,
under oath,
under oath,
by Sleepers Media Enterprise standards,
by Sleepers Media Enterprise standards,
that I am truthful
that I am truthful
when I say
that
I did not cheat during that exercise.
that I did not cheat during that exercise.
If you break that oath, Sleepers dies forever.
If I break this oath, Sleepers dies forever.
Oh, you didn't need to say that part. Now I'm just talking. The oath is over.
Okay.
Did you cheat?
I swear to God, I did not know.
Congratulations, Card. That was really impressive. Top 10 offensive coaches in college basketball. Scott Drew, Bill Self, Dan Hurley, Nate Oates, Mark Few, Matt Painter, Greg McDermott, Mark Pope, Josh Shirts, Nico Medved. Go read the Isaac Trotter article. He did a really, really great job.